back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you are new, hi, I'm Cora. Check out the description box below for links to all my social accounts as well as my website, corashay.com. And let's get into today's video, which is going to be another blogging tips video. If you follow this channel for lifestyle and self-improvement content, go ahead and exit out of it. I will not be offended, I promise. But if you are here for some blogging tips, then keep watching because I am going to be sharing 8 weekly blogging tasks that I do each week, and I recommend you doing as well. I'm going to jump right into these tasks, but in a nutshell, I am a full-time blogger and I occasionally do videos on this channel where I share helpful blogging tips and tricks that hopefully will help you achieve your blogging dreams. And the very first task that I recommend doing each week is to research blog post ideas. When you get into the right mood and you are ready to write posts, you do not want to be waiting on researching ideas, doing keyword research related to them, trying to brainstorm concepts that were related to your content pillars, all of that. So do that every week. Just make that a routine and a task that you do weekly so that you always have a running list of blog post ideas that you can write when you get into the right mindset. It's a lot easier to research ideas, in my opinion, than it is to write them. Like, it's easier to be in any kind of mindset to research them, but you have to be in the right mindset to actually write them. Maybe that's just my experience, but if you relate to that sentiment at all, add researching blog post ideas to your weekly task list. Task 2, check for unresponded comments, not only on your actual blog, but also on all of your social platforms. Don't forget about Pinterest. There is now commenting on Pinterest and people have been using it a lot. So make sure that you're getting back to people in there, especially if they're asking you questions, but go through and make sure that you've checked for all kinds of unresponded to comments so that you are staying engaged with your followers and with your audience. Task 3, check your Google Analytics. So I made a really bad mistake when I first started blogging. I was maybe 6 or 8 months into blogging, and I wasn't checking my Google Analytics very regularly, and it turns out that something got screwed up with my Google Analytics, and it was not properly reporting. WordPress was still reporting everything correctly, but Google Analytics was not, and at that point I was in the process of, and I was monetized, but my ads were getting skewed because Google Analytics was skewed because the ad service I was using at that point pulls from Google Analytics. So I actually, for multiple weeks, made way less money than I should have because I messed up and wasn't checking my Google Analytics. I got it fixed, got it whatever, and it was all fine. But now I check my Google Analytics at least once a week, if not multiple times a week, to ensure that everything is lining up. Go through and check for things like that, but also, arguably more importantly, because realistically, is to go through and check reports to see where your traffic is coming from, see if there's a shift in the time of the day. There's different cycles throughout the year. When the school year starts, you're going to get less views during the day and more views in the evening and nighttime. For me, it actually shifts back pretty dramatically later during the school year in terms of views that I get and when I get them. So I shift my pins and other promotions for my blog until later in the evening based off of when Google Analytics says that most people are viewing my site. So check for information like that that can help you be more strategic with your blog. Task 4, batch create social media content. I can do an entire video on this. If anybody would think it's helpful, let me know in the comments and I will work on making that video. But I find that batch creating a good chunk of your content every week makes it so much easier because then when life happens, which is inevitable, you already have content made. The biggest ones that I like to do in advance are Pinterest pins and Twitter tweets. I prep a whole bunch of tweets every week to send out randomly. I do not schedule tweets because I find that it gets really robotic feeling unless I'm going to be traveling or something where I know I'm not going to be able to actually tweet it all for an extended period. But in general, pins and tweets are 2 of the biggest ones. Instagram content as well. However, I will admit I am not perfect at Instagram. I am far from perfect on Instagram. It's an area that I am working on. Oh, and TikToks. Batch creating TikToks is something I swear by because I don't like to do my hair and makeup every single day. I won't lie. So on the days where I'm already filming or taking content or have other plans where I'm going to have my hair and makeup done, I like to batch create TikToks. Regardless, batch creating content, so helpful. helps you stay on top of making sure you're getting enough content out there. And then when life happens and you can't make content for a day or two, which is normal, it happens, you already have some batch created. Task 5, send out your email newsletter. Again, this is a task that I could do a whole video on if anybody wants me to do it, but if you do not have an email newsletter that you send weekly, get on it, go create one. I will leave my ConvertKit information below if you want to use ConvertKit, which is who I use, and I love them. I've had a fantastic experience. I've been with them for like over a year now. They are great, great communication and everything like that. This is not like sponsored or anything by them. I just truly really like them. But that being said, if you do not currently have it, or if you have an email like list that you've started but you don't send out a newsletter weekly, I recommend making a template and trying to get that going, because just sending one email a week can keep you caught up with your followers, especially for anybody who is not overly active on social media. I found that that's a lot of who engages regularly with my newsletter is people who have literally told me that they are not very active on other social media platforms, but they do check their email regularly, so it gives them an opportunity to get caught up with my posts, videos, and favorites for the week. So I recommend doing this as well for you. I've seen a lot of success with my email weekly newsletter, and I know a lot of other people have seen even more success with it. Highly recommend adding this. 6, keyword research. This is kind of like a two-part thing. First, do keyword research for up and coming blog posts, like ones that you haven't actually published yet or haven't written yet, but also stay on top of keyword research for past posts. You may have a post that hasn't done very well, but all of a sudden a new topic starts trending on the internet and you have an old blog post that is related to that topic. Then you need to do keyword research, figure out exactly what people are searching at Google to get to this information, and then add those keywords into that old post, because it's already older, which means it's already established, which will make it easier for it to rank quicker. But also that way you can take advantage of content that you already have published. It is easier to fix and add keywords to old content than it is to come up with lots and lots and lots of new content. Task 7, plan out your content, and specifically your blog posts. I cannot talk enough about the importance of having a content calendar and staying on top of it. I know that I talked about this a little bit when I talked about batch creating content, but seriously, make a content calendar. A lot of people use digital ones. Good for you, that's awesome. I cannot stick to digital ones. I don't know what's wrong with me in that sense, but I have I have an Erin Condren life planner that I use for blog work, and I have the monthly calendar, and I plan out all of my content in my little monthly calendar, and I check up with it every single week, and I add to it every single week. I have like some big things that I plan out monthly, and then I have smaller things that I plan out weekly. But staying on top of actually planning your content is the best way, in my opinion, to actually get all of your content out and to have more content than you would have if you were just kind of going by like just winging it, you know. Task 8, add affiliate links. It's really easy in my experience when you are writing posts to forget to add very many, if any, affiliate links into your posts when you're writing them. So I like to make it a task to once a week go back through and add affiliate links, and then if I see like a new product or I try something new and I want to add it to an old relevant blog post, I also go through and do that. I actually keep a running list on my phone of affiliate stuff that I want to add to old or current or future posts, so that I can do that once a week. Honestly, like logging into different accounts and like getting the links and setting that all up is something that I don't like to do when I'm writing blog posts, and it honestly kind of discourages me from writing blog posts because it feels like it disrupts my pattern. So doing that once a week works really well for me. If you relate to those like feelings at all, then maybe that will work for you as well. And that was the last of the weekly blogging and tasks that I recommend doing. Of course, there's like lots of simple like tasks that you probably already do every week, like checking your emails and things like that. But these are a little bit more specific, and it's more specific to trying to grow your blog. So I hope that they were helpful. I hope it gave you some tips and ideas for tasks to do each week. If you have any questions at all, let me know in the comments. Also, my DMs on Twitter are always open, and I do a lot of blogging tips and things like that on Twitter. So follow me on there and DM me if you have any questions. And that being said, I hope everyone has a great day, and bye!